Good afternoon, HAA members. Welcome to the Membership 101 webinar. My name is Amanda Shrabandi. I am the Vice President of Membership and Marketing here at HAA. Thank you so much for sitting in. Grab your lunch, get settled. We're going to go through a quick hour of information about how you can get involved with the Houston Apartment Association. I'm sure you have questions. You've always asked yourself, like, what is HAA and why am I not part of it? This is where you're going to find out. I'm going to introduce you to your co-host today. We've got some excellent past presidents of HAA, and they're recent. We've got Stephanie Graves with Q10 Property Advisors, and we've got John Boriak with Veritas Equity. And then we've also got our sponsor here today. I'm going to introduce him in just a second. But let me go ahead and share my screen. Like I said, sit back, relax, get your questions ready, and let's get started. Stephanie and John, you guys hang on one second while I get this, get the PowerPoint going. Why isn't it showing up?
I love the background music, Amanda.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
Good.
yes. I got to figure out how you do that. We got to have a tech class after this.
Okay. Yeah. It's actually an app that you can do in the Zoom part. But again, once again, welcome. I've got redevelopment services here. Adote, hey, good morning. Or afternoon, I should say. Redevelopment Services, our sponsor for today. So I'm going to let Adote tell you all about the exciting things that they're doing over at Redevelopment Services. Adote, go ahead. Can you hear me? Oops, you're on mute.
There you go.
There you go.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is Adote here. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, awesome. Yeah, thank you, Amanda, for letting us sponsor this event. Redevelopment Services, we are a general contractor. We work nationwide. We do all things multifamily, whether it's exterior renovations or interior renovations. We do all of those. We also have a certified in-house team to do water and fire remediations as well as restoration too. So we've been in the industry. We know a lot of people in the industry. We look forward to working with some people. You know, if anybody need our service, we'll be happy to do some work for everyone.
Awesome. And I know you guys are super busy right now with all of the storms that Houston has been experiencing this year. So thank you for all your hard work and being out there and supporting everybody. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, and we love being part of 88 as well. So yeah, it's been busy. Just flew out of some other, states, also looking at some other things for clients. So we're busy everywhere, but we're here, and if anybody need anything, we're ready to, put the foot on the ground.
Awesome. Well, enjoy the rest of your day, or stay on if you want to. But thank you once again for your support.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll see you later.
All right.
Okay, now we've got John and Stephanie. They are ready to go. They cannot wait to share this information with you. But before we do that, I want to take a really quick audience poll, if I can. I want to ask you guys if you've got a couple of questions. Two, what is your position at your company? If you don't mind letting us know, that way we can kind of tailor this presentation to your specific title a little bit, and I'll let you guys answer that. Good group here. Okay. And then I'll share the results here with John and Stephanie so that they can see. Looks like you guys have answered. Awesome. So we've got a really good mix here, guys. We've got some property supervisors. We've got executive level assistants. This is awesome. So this is exactly everything in here is going to pertain to all of you. So let me throw one more question out there, if you don't mind. I am going to ask you, how long have you been at your company? Just to kind of get an idea of how much experience you have underneath your belt. Less than a year, 2 to 5 years, 6 to 10, over 16. And we've got a good mix of experience on this webinar as well. Nice. So I'm going to share that too so that John and Stephanie can see it. And then let's roll into the content. John, what are we talking about today?
Awesome. All right. Welcome, everybody. Again, my name is John Boriak. I'm the president of Veritas Equity Management and the 2021 HAA president. And I'm stoked to tag team with Stephanie today to tell y'all everything that HAA has to offer and the many, many, many benefits you get for being a member of the association. So HAA is, I think, the biggest in the country as far as apartment associations goes. And you can see why. We offer a ton of services and benefits, and we're going to go over all of them today. So we'll cover a real high-level overview of what HAA is, where it came from, and what we're doing today. All the advocacy and legislative efforts, which I would argue is maybe the biggest benefit that you get as a member and that the biggest impact that HAA has. Lots of professional development opportunities to advance your career, member programs, resources, publications, newsletters, networking opportunities, volunteer opportunities, and of course, supplier partner support. And we got time for some questions at the end. So if you're going along, anything pops up, be sure to note down those questions and we'll get those answered. All right. So first off, why does HAA exist? What are we? Our mission statement on a real broad level. We strive to be the leading advocate, resource, and community partner for quality rental housing providers in the Houston and surrounding area. That is the best we could do to encompass the vast array of services and benefits that HAA has to provide.
Historically, how we were founded, this is very interesting and certainly timely that you guys are attending this. So the history of HAA, 60 years ago, it was a group of individuals that had there were some legislative issues that were affecting the city of Houston, and they kind of called each other. No associations really existed at that point in time. And they said, hey, did you hear about this water situation? We've got to do something about this. And they met, they had a meeting in the depths of the night, we like to think, all secretly, had a meeting and said, what can we do about this? This isn't right. It's going to cost us a lot of money. We're going to, it's going to put a hindrance on our operations. So what do we do? And so these gentlemen got together and said, we've got to fight this. We've got to go to the city. And HAA was born. And, it is developed and restructured over the years. But it was founded on advocacy. And so that still is strong within our organization now, advocacy and education. We want to make good landlords. We want to make good management companies. We want to make good operators. And so there are 3 entities at this point. There's the Houston Apartment Association, which is where you pay your membership to, or your management or ownership companies pay those. Your dues are paid there. Then there's the Houston Apartment Foundation, which is a nonprofit arm, or we like to think of it as the education arm or the school of what we do. You're going to see classes done there. John will talk a little bit about that later. And then we've got the Houston Multi-Housing Corporation. This is a for-profit arm of what we do, and they handle products and services. So HAA is one entity that was formed 60 years ago, but it has 3 separate entities and arms within it that service us as members and as supplier partners. So when you think about HAA, it is an organization that was formed with multiple things in mind, but advocacy and education are the 2 top components of what we do. It was 60 years ago, and it is now. So that's where we came from.
Very good. And we have come a long way. As y'all can see, HAA represents well over 700,000 apartment units in the counties we serve. That comprises of 3,336 different properties, 836 management companies, and 770 supplier companies. So we are strong. We are big strength and big numbers.
Yes.
So,
I like to say the biggest in the universe.
That's biggest in the universe for sure. HAA actually represents 12 different counties. So while we may have maybe a majority of our owners are in Harris County, our reach is far beyond that. So there's 12 different counties you can see there on the map, and we do our best, and I'll talk about later. We'll talk later about how we get out to those surrounding counties.
Yeah, big footprint. And the great thing about HAA on a local level is you're a member of the Houston Apartment Association, but in doing so, you are also a member of the Texas Apartment Association and the National Apartment Association. So it's 3 different entities in one that you're a member of by having your membership here. And the other thing that I think people really forget and maybe don't know, I didn't really process this until I was very active for a while, but you individually are a member of the apartment association through your company. So my company Q10 is a member, and in doing that, every person that works for me is also a member of the apartment association. So all of the benefits that we're going to talk about today individually, keep that in mind for your companies, but also you as an individual. Make sure that you have a login to the site. Make sure that you personally follow the different social, because the benefits that we see from the Texas, the Houston, and the National Apartment Association belong to you as an individual as well as the companies that you represent. So make sure that your teams know that as well. We've got some assistant managers on the list, and we get calls all the time of, how do I join? Well, you are already a member. So make sure that your leasing agents, your maintenance personnel, all of the things that we're going to go over today as benefits belong to you as the individual as well as the company.
Awesome. All right. So how is HAA run? Who does the work? Well, there's two cleared departments, and easiest way to explain it is those that get paid and those that don't. So the leadership is board of directors and committee chairs. Those are volunteer leaders like Stephanie and myself and many, many, many others who comprise up our board of directors, our committee chairs, our executive committee, and the such. And then there is the actual staff and departments of HAA, such as the membership department, education, and government affairs, and all those. And there's a roster of staff that are employed by HAA. But before we look at that, this is what, at a real high level, the volunteer leadership looks like. So these are people that work for companies in the industry and then volunteer their time at HAA. Our president this year is Gina Earn with GWR. And then there's the executive committee, which is everyone else listed on the left side of that screen up and down. So the executive committee consists of the president-elect, which this year is Shelley Watson. She will be the president next year, presumably, followed up by Ryan Terrell, who is the secretary-treasurer, and immediate past president Stephanie Graves, who you have the pleasure of hearing from today. And then there are 4 vice presidents at large, which this year is Monica Gracia, Deborah Holcomb, Corey Smith, and Richard Wall. And those individuals comprise the executive committee. They're very actively involved, meet every month, make a lot of the executive decisions, and they work on behalf of the board of directors, which is all those names listed in very fine print. Listed there. I think there's over 60 members that make up the board of directors, which meet several times throughout the year, including active members, advisory directors, directors emeritus, and the such. And so these people, this is the governing body from a volunteer standpoint of HAA. But then we also have the staff and department heads. And so these are the employees of HAA. We have our CEO, Casey Watts. I'm not going to walk through all these, and she runs the ship there. And then you have all these different departments and support personnel that keep all the wheels turning. These are an incredible team that I know of the rest of the apartment associations in the country are very jealous of, that keep all the wheels moving and moving very, very efficiently.
Yeah, there's a large team behind the scenes that make all the things work. We could not do this. We talked a little bit about how we were formed. Hopefully you guys are paying attention. There may be a test later. And that portion of what we do is legislation and advocacy. And so as representatives of the local association, we are active in the local government. We're going to city council. We're talking about what that looks like. We're informing our members about bills that will affect them. I don't remember when the time frame was, but it wasn't too long ago that they were talking about putting sprinkler systems into all C-class assets. I have some owners and some supervisors on the call, so I'm sure you know what would happen if that were to happen. And so we were very active in working on that legislation, fire safety, anything that's coming up in the city council that may be talking about, we're learning about. So that's on the local level. And then TAA is going to deal with that stuff on the state level, if there's things that affect us from state legislation. And then, of course, that feeds into NAA. And all of the people, you as well in the future, will be part of this advocacy about finding out what's happening on the legislative levels that affect us, because we must have representation. We found, John and myself go to advocacy in Washington, D.C. and in Austin. And it's so imperative that the advocacy that we do and the education are in tandem, because a lot of what we do from an advocacy standpoint is truly educating the legislature about what we do. about how this one small bill could have ripple effects on affordable housing. So it's important we have key players, just like you all, new members, that tell us what's happening and give us these stories and participate in that. We endorse candidates from the local level. So there may be, we like to say with the Houston Apartment Association that our level of a dedication is God, and then our families, and then the JPs. And those are the justices of the pieces, because we care about who's in those seats because it affects how we do things. Those are the candidates that we need to know. And so advocacy efforts are great with those. We have meetings with them. We have a line of contact that we can do to really grow those advocacy efforts and make sure that the housing efforts that we support are focused on and that there's education on all levels. The PAC is one of those. And so the Political Action Committee is a part of our advocacy, although it's a separate entity. It's part of the HAA umbrella. The Apartment Association is one of those, the PAC is one of those areas that is very important. They support local leaders. They have meetings separately. There's ways that you can join. And you can see on the screen here that the advocacy, the things that we have done, since 2021, PAC has made $665,000 in campaign contributions. It shocks me really to say that, like, this is good stuff because we're supporting. I mean, it kind of shocks me that we have to do this, but that's how the game is played, right? We need to contribute to local people running for different offices so that we have a voice in what's happening. And the PAC represents us in a very good way. And I think John would agree with me when I say, if there's one thing I would have been more active in if I had known early on in my career, John is still early on in his career, but if I had known 20 years ago, it would have been the PAC, because it makes such a huge contribution and is so significant in what we do that we need more people participating on the management level in the PAC. It means so much when we have owners and supervisors that have their boots on the ground when we're going in to talk to these people about legislative issues. They don't necessarily want to hear from an AC supplier. They want to hear from you, the supervisors, the managers, the owners that are affected by this legislation. So how can you do that? You can get involved in the PAC. And it's super, super easy. You can join with $100 contribution. It's as simple as that. And then there's quarterly lunch meetings that you can attend to. So different ways you'll get this deck at the end, different ways that you can attend, but look up the HAA PAC online, get familiar with it, and make $100 contribution. It has to be personal, so that you can make sure that your voice is heard and that you are participating in the process that affects our way of life so greatly.
All right. And then I'll just echo what she said. If there's one thing you do after this call, please, please, please join the PAC. It is the single greatest benefit that HA provides, especially to owner manager members. And there's so much work they do behind the scenes to keep our institutions running smoothly and well, make sure we can do our business as well.
And John, the other thing I think is really interesting, which I just thought of recently, when you hear about all these news things about super PACs and PACs here, the opportunity to easily join a PAC and have your voice heard in this crazy realm of politics. This is an easy entry point if you have any interest in legislation whatsoever to see how things work kind of behind the scenes. So take advantage of that for sure.
Yeah, I've learned so much about local politics from being involved.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to professional development. This is you getting better at your job, and there's a ton of opportunities that HA provides for you to invest in yourself. And some of them are free, some of them cost money, but they're all hugely beneficial to your career and to your companies and to your personal satisfaction at your job. So first off, with education courses, these are full on offerings for professional developments that are offered throughout the year, a wide variety of classes and things that you can sign up for. In addition, there's official credentials such as the CAMS featured on the screen. There's also the CAPS, which is Certified Apartment Property Supervisor. There's a Certified Apartment Leasing Professional, Certified Apartment Maintenance Technician. And these are specific courses you take and tests you must pass. And then you get the privilege of saying, I am CAMS certified or I am CALP certified. And that carries with you throughout your career. and gives you the basic knowledge people can know, oh, she or he has done this class, done that class, and has that certification. It's hugely beneficial. There's also the Avenues Professional Development Series. So this is an annual subscription-based education package that has lots of different modules and paths, we call them, such as just general management topics, maintenance topics, leadership topics, marketing topics, and there's classes throughout the year for these different subject matters that you can attend. And the speakers are first class. I've been to quite a few of these, and they are awesome. That's a awesome opportunity for some really low cost, high quality education that the association provides. There are education grants available if there's some cost prohibitions there that can get you some discounts on certifications and credentials and things like that. Lots of other supplier specific trainings. There's Leasing 101, which is just kind of super introductory course to make sure that you know the ground rules of what you can say, can't say, and the very basics of leasing. Fair housing training, Excel training, certified pool operator training, whatever you need to do your job well, there's a class for it. And HA provides those at little or no cost for most everyone. And then lastly, we have our annual education conference and expo. This is where we take over Reliance Center and have a huge expo where you can meet and greet with lots of different supplier partners and find services for your property. And then there's a whole morning, a slate of top-notch educators and speakers available. And the expo is free. You got to pay for the education piece, but both are well worth your time and money.
Yeah, I cannot express enough how I'm very involved in education, and I have a passion for it. And I think we offer the top-notch education. It's just amazing. And for those small operators that don't have a training department, we can serve that need at the apartment association. We can, those first-time leasing agents that need to come, they can come to Leasing 101 at a low cost. And that they've got the basics to keep them out of trouble so that when they come back on your property, and it saves you money in the long term. So, and it helps with lenders as well, making sure that you're fair housing certified. So with education also comes some opportunities for Click and Lease. Most of you have heard Blue Moon before. I have some supervisors and managers on the phone. So those are the things that the actual lease that you guys operate. That's a benefit as a member. There's RCR, which is a reporting and screening internal that you can report to and get feedback if people are skipping or it's in addition to a credit screening platform. It offers screening, but it also has like a hot list and things to watch out for in the local area. And depending on where your property is located, like if you're located in the Hobby District, this service is free to you. So make sure that you reach out to HAA and say, I need to hear about this RCR. I thought maybe my local entity gets this service for free. So make sure you ask about that. There's also ACEs. There were some supervisors on the call. This is the apartment community executives and supervisors. So as owners or multi-site managers, supervisors, this is a network of executive level personnel that get together for training and networking opportunities about 4 times a year. It's a luncheon. We bring in top-notch speakers again, and that you can learn about what's happening. Maybe it's mental health, maybe it's software, different things that enhance that upper level accountability and upper level education. That is a super thing to get involved in. And then the Blue Star certification is another avenue that we offer. We partner with HPD, and we give your property the opportunity to be Blue Star certified. There's a certain metrics that need to be met, but this is an amazing program we do 4 times a year. It gives your managers an opportunity to get involved in that process. It gives you a direct line to HPD. It sends the message that we're supporting HPD and we want to support safety and security on our properties. So 4 times a year, different areas. So make sure you look for that and sign up quickly because it sells out and it is full every single time. So some other avenues and things that help you in what you do that are benefits.
All right, we promised HA did a lot, and we're going to keep you drinking from a fire hydrant here with a few more things, a few more programs. The outreach program. So this is taking little snippets of HAA out to the many outlying counties that HAA serves. So it's not just serving Harris County or even people near the office of HAA. We serve all the outlying counties, and we'll host interviews with local JPs or local economic development corporations, or do training, legal training out in the outlying areas. So there's a whole section, I believe, on the website where you can log in and see what, county specific resources. If you are not in Harris County, you want to know, how does this apply to me, or where can I find, how do I contact my local JP or things like that. The Young Professionals Group, or we call it HAA Next. This is a specific set of programs and offerings and groups geared at young professionals. So people who are maybe newer in the industry or just getting started, and it can feel sometimes intimidating to go into a room that's full of people who've been doing this for 30 years. And you're like, I don't know anything. I don't want to make a fool of myself. This is perfect. This is a really, you can meet with other individuals who are new to the industry, young professionals. They do breakfasts, they do happy hours. It's all educational focused, and an awesome opportunity if you are someone who's maybe a little bit newer to the industry and trying to get plugged in. The awards programs is a phenomenal program that it recognizes those top achievers and high performers. So the Honors Awards program, if you've ever heard people talk about winning Property of the Year or Manager of the Year, things like that, that's through the Honors Award program. It's held annually. There's individual awards for specific positions on a property. There's property awards for different categories. Excellent way to get your property recognized for its outstanding service. And then every 4 years, there's the 40 Under 40 program, which, as the name implies, recognizes 40 people under the age of 40 who are excelling professionally and deserve that recognition. And that's a fantastic extra way to level up and exhibit that you are excelling and are young doing it. And lastly, Business Exchange. This is one of my favorite events of the year. Think of it as speed dating before management companies and suppliers. And so at this event, I will be there with one of my team members, and we'll sit at a table. And then every 5 minutes, there's a supplier will come sit down, give a quick overview of the services they provide and the offerings, and we can ask questions and kind of get their initial pitch. And then every 5 minutes, it rotates, and we get a new supplier come and give their pitch. I've picked up a lot of great business contacts by attending these business exchanges, and I believe they're held twice a year. The next one is next month in August, and there are still some management spots left. And so if you're on the management side, we're targeting owners, supervisors, decision makers. And if you have the capacity to come, it's like 2 or 3 hours on a morning during the week, and it benefits the Education Foundation, and also allows you an opportunity to network with some awesome suppliers.
Yes, and I know John and myself will be there. We're looking forward to it, and we go every year. There's other avenues and other resources too that are available. And I know that this may seem overwhelming, but we can't stress enough. Many of you said that you've been in the business longer than 5 years. So you were here when COVID restrictions happened, and you saw what it was like to have and close the doors. What do I do? What do I know about legislation? How do I know? HAA was instrumental in helping with that. You had a network of people that were dabbled in, that you could reach out and talk to about things. And so all of these resources are important that you know now, because you don't need them until you need them. And then you're like, oh my gosh, where do I go? HAA is the place to go. Your membership has benefits. So Redbook Online, I go there literally once a week. It is part of the Blue Moon Click and Lease package. It is basically a Bible and journal and collective billboard of information that can help you with everything that is property management. You've got flowcharts on evictions, you have forms, you have articles, you have anything that you could need and use is on the Redbook Online. So if you have not looked at it in your Blue Moon login, please do. That is part of your membership. It is a benefit. You should use it. So frequently people will be like, hey, I need a notice for, and I'm like, have you gone to Redbook? Make sure you look. Gives you great information. Certainly, if you're new to the industry, or if you just need to be brought up to speed on what's happening with support animals or things like that. Resident relations is an avenue for you if you're having that controversial moment with the resident, and you need some backup. It's a great form of, people as a member of apartment association, if you're having challenges with the resident, you can send them to HAA to file a complaint, and then the resident relations committee will kind of step in that area. It has facts for you. It has things that are available. You can refer residents here as via call or email. sometimes residents can complain, but when you say, you know what, could you put that in writing for me so that I could better understand exactly what it is? Sometimes they don't want to do that. So it provides an avenue to kind of defer that a little bit and provide that support. We do have multiple counties online. So make sure that you're looking. You may not be in Harris County, but if there's something happening in a local jurisdiction, like Fort Bend is passing something in that area, you're going to have that information on the website and where you can go. When there was COVID funding available, not only was it available in Harris County, but we had a realm of information located on the website as, hey, this is additional funding that's available in Fort Bend or in Brazoria or in Galveston County. We don't service Galveston, but we try to reach out to all of those areas. So make sure that you go to the advocacy and you're going to see all of that on the website. And then we also offer, HAA, I like to say, is the Taj Mahal of apartment associations. We are the biggest and best in the universe. And we also have the most amazing building and facility that's available to you for rental. There's a computer lab, there's a large training area, there's small conference rooms. So multiple areas and arenas that are available to you to rent for a very low fee with your membership so that you can have your manager meetings or meetings with vendors or whatever those are in a central location that maybe you don't want them to come to your office. Maybe it's not big enough. So utilize those resources as well. Building rentals are all things that are available to you. And that's where we have a majority of our training classes as well. So going to one of those training classes, you're having the same facilities available to you as an owner that we're using for, 750,000 unit rental. So.
All right, and now here are some free to you publications and resources that HA puts out. First off is the Abode magazine. This is a magazine produced every single month with highlights of what's going on at HAA, educational articles. Stephanie's got it sitting on her desk, the most recent one there. There's a physical copy that is shipped to every property that's a member. And then there's an online version as well. And there's I've gained a ton of knowledge from some really helpful articles that have been written in there. And it's produced every single month and it's really top tier quality. The directory and buyer's guide is something I referenced just this morning when I was looking for a specific vendor or supplier partner. And this is just that. It's a directory of all the members and a buyer's guide for when you need I need a plumber. Oh my gosh, my roof got ripped off in a hurricane. Who can replace my roof? We've got a whole list of members there. That is available at habuyersguide.com. The website's really easy to use. And like I said, I use it quite often. It's my first place when I go to whenever I'm looking for some supplier partners. And
Hey,
then,
John, really
yes.
quick, do you want me to show them the online version?
Oh, please do. I love it.
Let me do that right now so that they can see what we're talking about. If you go to haabuyersguide.com, it's just an open website. This will list every single supplier partner that we have that's live. It's if they joined yesterday, they're on here. If they are no longer a member, the membership expired yesterday, they're no longer on here. So how this will help you if you go to this website and you're looking, like John referenced, plumbers. If you needed a plumber, you can go and search by category, click find it, and it will give you a full list of every single supplier company that we have that does plumber contracting. They'll have their contact name, the phone number. You can email them directly from the website. You can go to their website address if you wanted to. But here's the really cool tool that I really love showing people. Let's just say you've got a boiler that you need to be replaced ASAP and you don't have time to call around. What you can do is just click all of the people that you want to reach out to. That's who's interesting here. I mean, you can do as many as you want. It will create this little running list of companies that you want to reach out to. Then once you've clicked everybody you want to reach out to, you'll click create request, and then you'll fill in your name and then put your message in there. Help, I need my boilers out, come help me. And then you hit click send. It will shoot that message out to every single person at one time. They'll get it immediately. They'll get your email contact, and then you're off and running. So this, I'm not going to hit create request because it will literally send this out. So I'm going to take, and if you want to take them off, you're like, oops, I didn't want that many, whatever. I highly recommend you guys use this tool. It's something that we're very proud of. We get a lot of phone calls from other associations going, how did you do that? This is actually proprietary. We own this website and we created it in-house. So you ever have suggestions or you're on it and you want to give us a suggestion, just send it to me. We will definitely look into it, but I like it the way that it is for now. Also, one quick tip: if you're looking for a company and you don't know, you just don't know their phone number, but you know the name of it. So let's just say like Redevelopment Services, that's who was our sponsor today. You can go there real quick to get their information. It will pop up, and there you go. Super easy. So highly recommend you try that out. If not right now, maybe later.
The other great thing about this, Amanda, is that you know that these are members of the association, right? So they have multifamily experience. They're not someone off of Craigslist that's going to come and give you a job, right? So they have insurance. They take care of their team members, right? So they have a code of ethics that they kind of understand when joining the apartment association. So go there first. Go there first.
Definitely.
I love that ability to go send multiple requests at once. I mean, how many
I
times
know.
we
Did
get
you learn? I didn't
learned.
know. I feel so
What?
bad. Well, I did
Isn't that
not.
awesome?
I just go
How
there and
often,
I do it.
how
I
often
didn't
are
know
we,
that.
do you get requests from owner, like, please get 3 bids for this, please get 5 bids for this?
Yes.
You're like, oh, I got to go call 5 different people. There you go. Click, click, click. It's done in 60
I'm
seconds.
embarrassed.
Perfect.
I'm embarrassed that I did not do that sooner. Thank
Well,
you,
I am
Amanda.
proud that you learned something today, Stephanie, because you know everything. So
Oh, well,
that's
I
awesome.
pretend. Now I know everything.
Okay, John, you
All
want
right.
to talk about the compensation report?
Yeah, after the buyer's guide, you see the compensation report there. One of the most common questions I get asked from smaller owners or new members is like, man, I need to hire this position. I need to hire a manager, maintenance guy. What do you pay? What's the going rate for a good maintenance tech? What's the going rate for a good manager? And this compensation report is an excellent resource. This is something that HA sponsors and does every 2 years, where they do a huge survey of some of the biggest companies, all the companies in the association, and get a compilation of what is an average salary package for different positions on site. And that is hugely helpful to people like me when we're trying to set salaries in our companies and wondering, can we afford this? Can we afford that? How much staff do we need? What do we need to underwrite for payroll at this new property? All those things. It's an excellent resource that is free of charge. All you got to do is log into the HA's website. All right, here are some website links to all those things I just mentioned. On the right side is habuyersguide.com. That's the website that Amanda just demoed for us that shows all the suppliers and the buyer's guide. Very helpful. On the left side at the top, we have the main website, which is haaonline.org. And you see a huge list of features that are on that website with manager FAQs, legislative help. That's where you're going to register for events and manage your company's roster. If you have an open position, you can post that opening on the job board and get some good candidates in there and get some resumes flowing in. And then when a property changes hands, the change form is on the website as well. And then at the haexpo.org, that is a website specifically dedicated to the education conference and expo that I talked about earlier. It will outline all the exhibitors that are going to be there, the education that's offered there. That's where you register. That is maybe our biggest event of the year. And so it's got its own dedicated website, and all this has been recently redesigned and much more user-friendly.
Great resources. Not only do you have the resources from education and advocacy, but we like to stay connected, and we have somebody that is dedicated to marketing and social media that takes care of all of that. She does an amazing job. Her name's Madison. You will probably see her at events, clicking away, interviewing, doing all kinds of great stuff and producing amazing content. So if you have not joined, if you are a Facebook or an Instagram or an X or a Twitter or whatever you do on your social platforms, find HAA Online and like them. We do updates there. There's events that are happening. We have an HAA YouTube channel that has past updates on a weekly basis. We have content like this. This will be posted to the YouTube channel. So getting history about what has happened in the past is important, but some of that is, it travels through time. And so it still is as useful last year as it was this year. Make sure that you can utilize that as a resource. And, you attending this is super important, and we're happy that you're here, but you are the elites and the executive levels. And so it's your job, it's my job, it's John's job to make sure that those that are less exposed to this have the resources as well as members. your leasing agents, your maintenance teams. We do stuff in Spanish as well. So go to the sites, at least get them to be a member, to click on HA Online for social networking so that they can see what resources are available. And in doing that, networking and team building is a great component of what we do on a regular basis. The HAA calendar is full of opportunities for you to connect, build your business, build your brand, support your company, learning about things, connecting with other professionals. I can say that from a supplier standpoint and from a member standpoint, this is a network of professionals that care about our industry and are open books of information. I can't tell you the number of times I've been like, man, my traffic is crap this month. Like, we are getting nothing. And I will shoot, message out. Are you guys seeing that traffic is dumping? Like, are you seeing that this is happening? Do you have a notice for such and such? So building the network and using the Houston Apartment Association to your advantage by attending some of these events and by being involved and engaged will help your company. It'll help your career. It'll help you as an individual. So the latest, the thing that you can get involved in really quickly is the Go Getter Meet and Greet. That is new members like yourselves getting involved and connected with old members. So if you're interested in bringing on new members or interested in meeting, the Go Getter Meet and Greet is coming up August 1st. Super easy way to get connected. That's a good entry point too. It's not too intimidating. And then the Business Exchange, which we talked about earlier. We would love to have some new management companies and new ownership groups. That is August 8th. You can log in. If you're interested, you can stick it in the chat. Let us know. We can reach out to you. We talked about Next Social. So you can see just in the months of August and September, there are over 10 events that you could participate in. You can take HAA, like John used this analogy earlier, like a fire hose, because there is so much. But you can also choose to just have trickling of events, right? Just pick something that's important to you that you're passionate about. Maybe it's PAC. Maybe it's, I was looking at It's the Law breakfast that's coming up. They're talking about emergency preparation in that area. What are we doing emergency preparation? Hello, is that not like something we need to deal with when we have a category 1 and we had no idea what was going on? So all of these are great opportunities for you to be engaged and make sure that you have networking opportunities and team building opportunities to participate in.
All right. So something I hear all the time, especially from people who are just maybe a little bit familiar with HAA, and they find out that I was president, and they're just like, oh my gosh, I need to get involved in HAA. Where do I start? What do I do first? And where should I go? It's almost like this. They know the immense depth of resources and benefits that HAA provides, but as we've been through this presentation, you see it's a lot to take in, and it can feel kind of overwhelming. So it's like, what's step one? Where do we go? Well, the easiest way is to hop on a committee. There's a ton of committees. Some are exclusive and you need to apply to be on. Many are open, and we would love to have as many people as possible show up. An easy first step that I push people to is the Community Outreach Committee. That group is responsible for kind of developing and coordinating with some approved nonprofits that we work with to do food drives or rescue or phone banks or the All-Star Sports Challenge, blood drives, things like that. And it is really, really easy to just bite off a half a day or a day or as much as you want to. It's an email distribution list that you say, hey, we're doing this month, or hey, we're going to go meet here and help repackage these boxes. And then you get to rub shoulders with other members. You get to serve nonprofits. It's awesome. That one's really easy. And then, of course, we talked about the PAC already. That's an easy first step, great networking and making a huge impact as well. So there's special clubs you can join, projects, but those are, if you just want to be like, what's step one? Community outreach and PAC are where I point people towards all the time.
Absolutely. And the other thing with that community outreach that's so important is, we need good publicity, right? Like, as apartment owners, we need to be involved in good things, and that really, HA does a really good job of giving us opportunities to do good things that can serve us in the future for other avenues. So that was a great one to do. And the supplier partners play a huge role in what we do. So they are active as well, and they serve and volunteer. In fact, when I go to events, it's frequently, over half of the people that are doing those volunteer opportunities are suppliers, because they're sometimes their schedules tend to be a little bit more flexible. So partnering with a supplier partner and doing those is important. They're an integral part of what we do. They donate and spend over $1 million, $1.5 million every year in sponsorships, in advertising, in contributions. So not only are they serving us and what we do on a day-to-day basis, but they are investing in the apartment association and therefore investing in your line of business and in our political action, in what we do, contributing to making us better at what we do. So utilizing supplier partners that are part of this network is beneficial to you as an individual, and it's also beneficial to the association and to what we do on a regular basis. So you may see HAA ambassadors coming out to your properties. They are suppliers who visit your properties and make phone calls on behalf of the apartment association to make you aware of member benefits. They also will do kind of a survey like, hey, what are you seeing in the market? How can we help you? Are you aware of HAA? What can we do to make sure that you are aware of it? And so they serve as ambassadors on the supplier level to grow the association on that level and help you be aware of that membership. And then parallel to the Houston Apartment Association Board is our Product Service Council. And that is a group of suppliers that help guide that area of what happens. They're looking at new supply opportunities. They're looking at how they can tackle things on the multifamily industry to give advice on what's happening. Redevelopment Services is a good example. Lowe's is a good example. They are in tune with what's happening on the multifamily arena to keep you in tune. Like maybe there's new smoke detector things that are happening from a fire code perspective. If you are tied into and understand that a supplier is involved in that, they can give you advice like, hey, don't order these smoke detectors because they're going to be obsolete in a year. Make sure that you're ordering these smoke detectors, or this is what you need. So counting on those suppliers and using them, we use the word supplier partner for a reason and not vendor, because they are a partner in what we do, both financially and with education on a regular basis for HAA. So I think, wow, we've done so much. I hope that we've given you some great resources. I think we're going to kind of turn it over to Amanda. Maybe we'll see if we've got any questions in the chat or anything that we can help with. Anything maybe you wanted that you didn't get. John and I are an open book to help. And Amanda knows more than we do, obviously.
I learn from you guys every single day. That was fantastic information. We don't have any questions per se. Stephanie, you may want to check out the questions. You can see them on your side, right? Yeah, there's a message specifically to you.
I do not see them. Wait. Yes, I do on the Q&A. Got it. Yep.
There we go. But we did just get a question. We got one from Victoria. She asked, can you give us a better idea of the commitment time for community outreach program? Do you guys want me to answer that? Because I can. I will.
I can jump in and you can correct me
yeah, go
when
ahead.
I mess it up. But I've chaired that committee before. I've been to a lot of those events. The answer is it's kind of as much as you want to give. There's usually one kind of meeting at the HA office every year, I believe, that kind of gives an overview of the plans for the year and what's in the brew. And then you get emailed every time there's an opportunity, and that opportunity could be, we're going to do this for one day and it's this one-time project, or we're going to do something every quarter, or we're going to do a half a day here. And so if you can't go, you just ignore the email. If you can go, you sign up. Is that right?
That is perfect. Yes. And if I can plug the next project that our community outreach committee members are going to be tackling is the annual food drive. So we will be vamping up for that probably October, November. Your property can actually host a food drive at your facility, at your office. Get your residents involved, get your community involved. And then what we do is we take all that food, we'll have somebody pick it up for you, all the donations that you receive, and we'll take it to one location where we'll go through everything, and then the next morning we will take it down to Channel 13's Share Your Holidays food drive. So we get on TV, it's a lot of fun, and then plus actually repacking that food. It's an actual event where all the committee members come in and they go through all the food to make sure that it's not expired or broken or tampered with, and then we throw out what's not good, and then we pack it all up and we send it over. So if you're interested, email Susan Hinckley, and she is S. Hinckley at haaonline.org. I'll have the membership coordinator put her email in the chat. So thank you. Very good question. Like John said, to sum it up, however much time you want to give is how much time you can give, and we'll take it.
Mhm.
Next question. Oh, actually, no, I don't have one. Okay, so yeah, we're all good. I don't think we have any more questions here. So let's move on. If you guys think of something, just throw it in the Q&A and we'll get to it. But for now, let's give away some prizes. I love doing that. So I've got three $10 Amazon gift cards that I want to give away to one lucky participant that can answer a question, a trivia question about some of the content that Stephanie and John just reviewed. So in the chat, get your fingers ready because that's how we're going to get the winners. If you answer first, then you'll win the prize. So let's go. The first question that we're going to ask is, what is the name of the company that's sponsored today? Again, going to be in the chat. Just put it in, just chat if you can remember. You don't have to spell it right if you don't remember. But who was our sponsor for today? No? Okay, Victoria, you got it correct. It's Redevelopment Services. I will contact you right after this is over to figure out how to get you your Amazon gift card. Let's ask the next question. Get your fingers ready. How many counties does HAA cover? Do you guys remember that? John covered that in his portion.
That was
Kind
my
of at the
slide.
beginning.
Had a beautiful map.
Do you remember how many counties does HAA cover? And like Stephanie said, we are the largest in the universe. So it's double digits, if you can remember that.
Yes. Yes, and we're a large universe for counties and for number of members, right?
Yes, correct. We definitely have the most units. Doesn't look like anyone remembers.
Guess, people. Guess. Take a chance.
Yeah, nope, I'm not seeing it. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the answer. It's 12.
Oh.
What? Did you see
Amy
somebody?
got on there.
Oh, we got it. No, we did get it. Eric got it. Yay.
Okay,
It's 12,
yay.
Eric. Very
Eric.
good. Good memory. We do have a lot of counties, and I do believe we cover the most counties in the nation. So very good on that. Final question. What is the website address for the online buyer's guide? Do you guys remember that? Oh, we got Amy.
This is the one we
Amy, I see
demoed.
you answered it too. I'll send you one too. But on the website address, do you guys remember what that was? When you can go and send out 10 requests at one time. Perfect. Eric, you got that correct. HAAbuyersguide.com. Very good. I'm so excited that you guys learned that. Hopefully it will come in handy in the future. I don't see any other questions for you guys. It doesn't look like. So I think, John, you want to close us out?
Yep, that is it. Thank you all for attending. I know this was a ton of information. We'll do it again later this year. If you forgot something, want to hop on for a refresher, or you can always reach out to HAA to get those questions answered. There's the phone number and email address there on the screen. That members@haonline.org email address will be like the quarterback that'll shoot you in the right direction if you want to reach out to them. So thank you all for attending. I hope it was helpful. Hope you learned something. Hope you got maybe picked up a little bit of the big picture of what HAA does and all the benefits we offer. And we hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the week.
High five, everyone. Great job. Thanks, John. It was fun. Thank you, Amanda.
It was. Thank you,
guys.
Stephanie.
Have a great week.
Your day. Have fun out there, guys.
Music.
The music's awesome.
I'll see you later.
Bye.